Hello everybody, welcome back to another challenge of the page Adventjs.dev. In this case, we are in front of an easy level challenge. So let's see if it is as easy as it seems to be. Okay, so let's read through the instructions so we can understand what we need to do. So you are in a very special market where Christmas trees are sold. Each one comes decorated with a series of a very peculiar ornaments, and the price of the tree is determined by the ornaments it has. So we have all the ornaments that the Christmas tree can have and the corresponding values. Okay, so normally you would sum up all the values of the ornaments and that's it. But watch out. If an ornament is immediately to the left of another of greater value, instead of adding, its value is subtracted. Okay, so we have a bunch of examples over here. So let's try to understand them. So in the first example, we have three ornaments that have the same value, so we have to sum up all of them. In the second one, we have a snowflake followed by a Christmas ball, and the Christmas ball is greater than the snowflake. So we need to, instead of, okay, let me try to think. Okay, instead of as the, I mean, if the as the snowflake is to the left of another of greater value, we need to convert that value into a negative one. So I think this could be something confusing, but it should be something like this. Let me copy this example, and the operation should be something like this. So as the snowflake is to the left of another of greater value, which is the Christmas ball, this instead of cost, let's say 1, it should cost -1. And the next element is the Christmas ball, and it is not to the left of any number or any ornament, so it should be a positive um, value. Okay, so we need to sum up 5. So the operation will be 4. Okay, so I think that makes more sense because it is in the same order as they are in the example. So okay. So well, we have here another a couple other kind of examples, I mean, and lastly we have an special case where if we find an unknown ornament, we need to return undefined. Okay, awesome. So I think the first thing we need to do is to create I don't know, value object, and the value object should have all the values of all the ornaments. So for that, I'm going I copied this example, and let me try to modify that quickly. Let's go to the beginning, okay, and let's wrap this into a string, and everything at the end. Well, no, let me see. Ooh, okay, let's remove all of this, all of this. Yeah, basically. Okay, child and p. And we need to add a comma over here. And this should be our value object. Okay, so now that we have this value object, we now know what is the value of each ornament. Okay, so now I think we can, for example, initialize the total to save somewhere the total price, and we need to return the total, right? And then maybe we have to use a for loop. We create the index variable and initialize that as 0, and it will increase their value, or its value, I mean, as long as the index is, or the ornament's length is greater than the index. Okay, so now here we need to, I think we need to calculate the value of the current ornament and the next one in order to know if uh, if the next ornament is greater than the current one. So if that is true, I think we need to, instead of sum it up, we need to subtract the value. So let me think if uh, I am correct. So first, the current value will be equal to, let's call it current ornament. Ornament will be equal to ornament that index. And the current value is value of the current ornament. And then the next value will be value of cons next ornament. It will be basically this plus 1, and the next ornament we can use it here, so we know the next value. Okay, so now we need to check if the current value, let's imagine we are, I don't know, in the last iteration, if the current value, or I mean the current ornament, let's say, if the current ornaments, no, if the current value doesn't have any value, it's because it is not an unknown ornament. So if current value, I don't know, let's say if the current value is equal to undefined, then we need to return undefined. Otherwise, we need to sum up the current value depending on if it has a greater value to the right. So the total will be equal to a ternary operator that should be if the next value is greater than the current value, it means that the current value is to the left of another of a greater value. So if the next value is greater than the current value, is because we are matching this condition, let's say. So instead of making that a number positive, we need to make it negative. So we need to do something like this. So in this case, the snowflake, let's imagine we are using this example. So the snowflake is our current value. And the next value is the value of the Christmas ball. So Christmas ball costs 5 and is greater than 1. So we need to add the minus symbol to the current value. Okay, so that's why we are going to use current value over here. Otherwise, we don't need to do that. So let's use only current value. And I think that's all. So let's see if that is working. Okay, it is not working. That's weird. So we have expected 3, but actual 1, expected 4, but actual 5. Okay, okay, let's see. Mm, hmm. Okay, I think I see the error. We need to sum up to the total the accumulated value. So it should be whatever the total has in each iteration plus the new value. So I think we need to use this operator. I don't know how to call it to achieve it. Let's see. Awesome, awesome. Okay, we did it. Awesome. Yes, and that's it. I don't know if we can make it even nicer or more beautiful, but it is a code that for me, I think it is understandable. Maybe we can make it more scalable or whatever, but I don't want to make this video longer than it's already is. You know what I mean? So thank you for watching this video and I see you in the next challenge.